Yeah. Welcome to the ultimate backstage pass, the pulsating heart of the high school sports universe. Get ready to rock with the gang from the Corner to Corner podcast as they take their sports obsessions to new heights. Meet the dream team, Sean Kuiper, Neil Payne, Adam Muncie, Wes Crouch, and Darren Stevens, as they unpack the secrets, emotions, and triumphs that light up our local sports heroes. Whether you're gearing up for a game or unleashing cheers from the stands, get ready for an exclusive scoop that'll knock your socks off. It's showtime!
Especially, did you play him at Ashland?
Sure, am I? And we're live from our studio on North Maysville. This is the From Corner to Corner Coaches Corner, presented by, as Sean likes to say, insert your business name here. We are definitely looking for sponsors for this show. So if you'd like to sponsor us, get in touch with one of our lovely faces and let us know. We'll work out something with you. If you're, like I said, if you're interested in sponsoring anything else on the show, we're always taking money. Thank you for joining us live on Facebook and YouTube. Before we get started, we'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors that are working with us every week, and we are so honored that they're doing so. Community Trust Bank.
Your friend in banking.
Member FDIC.
Equal Housing Lender. Kimsoft, the sponsor of our Montgomery County Athlete of the Week. Tutu Sweet Treat, sponsor of our Dog of the Week. CRC Renovations, Kentucky Realty Group, Jacobs Auto Body, Kelwell Commissary, and Simply Secure, the host of our road show. Is there no sound?
No sound. Like always. So we're looking.
So now it's like, hey, how we doing? Hey, man. Maybe we should have a sound. Like, we have no sound. Wes is checking in, double checking.
What in the world?
Do we have sound now?
We had time on. I could hear the whole thing.
Now we do.
Well, apologize for that. Talk about throwing a guy off. So, Community Trust Bank, Kimsoft, Tutu Sweet Treat, CRC Renovations, Kentucky Realty Group, Jacobs Auto Body, Kelwell Commissary and Simply Secured, and Brett Wehunt's Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, sponsor of the Menifee County Athlete of the Month program. Be sure to like and subscribe our pages and share this out with all your friends. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. Make sure we boost our numbers. Now, we got all the introductory stuff out of the way and the sound issue that wasn't a sound issue. Joining us tonight is the newly hired Belfry High School men's basketball coach, Coach Brent Perry.
Yep. I appreciate y'all having me on. Like I know I've been tracking your all stuff since I've been here in Montgomery County, and I love what y'all do. So I appreciate y'all having me on.
Well, thank you. That means a lot.
And I know it really. I mean, I swear, like ever since I've been here, been a fan of y'all show. Obviously, y'all had Coach Mays on and some of our players. So I appreciate y'all having me on.
Well, awesome. Well, let's just go on and start talking about you. That's what we brought you on for. Tell us about your journey in basketball.
So my journey in basketball, Obviously, I played my whole life, and I was a graduate of Barberville High School, 2016. I was fortunate enough to receive a scholarship to the University of Cumberland to play. Ended up playing a year and a half. I had a bad ankle injury, and from that point, like I always knew I wanted to coach. So, and I always knew I wanted to teach first. Like my mom was a special education teacher, and I always knew that was my passion. Wanted to teach, wanted to coach. I was fortunate enough my senior year of college to get a job with my old high school coach, Coach Nicky Phipps, legend. I don't know if y'all know him.
I mean, with a name like that, you got to be legendary.
Yeah, he's a Kentucky Basketball Hall of Fame, so he's huge part of my basketball journey I owe to him. So, senior year of college, I was fortunate enough to get a job on his staff at Camp High School. I was there a year, and then I got presented. He retired, and I got presented with the opportunity to join the staff at Knox Central with Coach Tony Patterson. We had a really good team. Was fortunate enough to make a state tournament run. Won the 13th. Then the funny part about this is we played the Ashland Tomcats in the first round of the state tournament that year. So that was kind of the first year that me and Coach Mays like met each other, and obviously got to coach against each other. And like we was talking before set, like one of the most prepared teams that I've ever played against was that Ashland team. So really talented, really good group, really good defensively. I mean, just love playing together. Obviously, they were well coached. After that, I got my teaching degree. So went back to my alma mater in Barberville High School. I was there 2 years. Coached there with Coach Chris Taylor, who's still there now. Really smart basketball mind. And 2 years there when after Coach Mays accepted the Montgomery County job, I knew to take my coaching career further, like I wanted to be around some of the best. And I honestly think that, and I still to this day, I think he's one of the best in the state when it comes to, prep and the way he runs things. And you could obviously tell when we played Ashland, like I told you, like they're one of the most prepared teams I ever played against. So when he took the job here, we had some mutual friends and just kind of filled out his staff, and me and him got in touch with each other, and we sat down a couple times, and I was presented with the job to come join his staff here in Montgomery County. So this year was huge for me being here, like huge for me. Like I never really been away from home. Like I always been in the area of home. And so moving 2 hours down the road was a big step, but I knew basketball wise, like I said, I wanted to be around the best and learn. And, me and Coach Mays actually talked about it before I even accepted the job here. He's like, I want my assistants to want to be head coaches. He's like, I don't want you here long. He's like, I know your goal is to be a head coach, and I'm going to do whatever I can to prepare you for that. So, obviously we didn't have a timeline on when that would happen,
Right.
But, being with him this year was huge. Like the growth for me as a person, as an individual was huge. And, when the opportunity presented itself here at Belfry High School, like I knew I was prepared for that moment. So
being from the mountains and
Yeah.
I'm from the mountains,
yeah.
it's almost like a fraternity in itself.
Oh yeah.
So when people see, well, he was an assistant coach in the 10th region, what's he know about mountain ball?
Yeah.
How can you put those concerns kind of at ease?
I mean, like it's easy to say this, but like there's nothing like the mountains. Like I really truly believe that. Like it's proven to produce some of the best high school basketball talent and other sports as well that the state's seen. So I knew the opportunity at Belfry is just something that I don't know. Like I couldn't have seen a scenario where I turned it down. Like honestly, and I loved it here, man. Like I had last year when I took this job, like I intended to be here for a while. Like I don't know what you really classify as a while, but I would probably say like 2 or 3 years. Like I planned on being here, and like I said, the opportunity just presented itself at Belfry, and I don't see a scenario where I could turn it down.
So you're taking the job at Belfry. When I first hear Belfry, the first thing I think about is football.
Yeah.
So you're going to a football school. There has been some success there on the basketball side.
Yeah.
how do you try? I mean, what is the support like for boys basketball, and how do you continue to grow that support?
Yeah, the support's there. I mean, the community of Belfry supports, like you said, like football, but like it supports all their athletics. Like it's a really, really, really good community that gets behind every sport. Like obviously football has probably had the most success. I mean, Coach Haywood is, I mean, his resume, and I mean, he's a legend himself. Like the other day I was there, and it was the first time I got to meet him, and me and him sat down for about 45 minutes and just had a really, really good conversation. And I mean, just being in the same room with that guy is like different itself because of the success he's had. And, you know, basketball wise, like you build a culture and you build a program like the way you want it, then like you can take it to new heights. Like, and I think the community of Belfry is ready for that and starving for that. And, you know, I can't wait to get down there and get started, honestly.
So you talk about building a program.
Yeah.
And first off, shout out to the Belfry administration. That press conference they had set up was pretty nice.
Phenomenal.
It was
phenomenal. Like, I don't know if I've seen many high schools do that for coaches.
Yeah.
So you touched on what your program would be and how it would be. For those who missed it, kind of tell them what you're looking for.
You know, I think that, like I said, laying the foundation of your expectations right off the bat is huge.
Yeah.
Is huge. And I plan on doing that there. Like you can do that in different ways, but you know, and I told my first interview, like with the people that were in the room, was like, what you're getting in me is you're getting a hard worker. Like I try to be the hardest worker in the room. And I know that establishing a program and laying that foundation is not easy. I mean, it's not easy for anybody, especially, you know, I'm not from that area. And I said this in the press conference, like a lot of administration that hire somebody out of that area, like some people will call it bold because like, you know, I don't know many people in that area, like all the people I've met there so far, but like my ties to Belfry in general is like, you know, I've never really, like, I hadn't really ever been there. I know the history, like you were talking about football. I know the history, and I know the standard they've been held to, like with athletics. And, you know, it was, I think that, like I said, laying the foundation is huge from the get-go. So, you know, like, I don't know, like I'm going to, like I said before, like I'm going to finish the year here out in Montgomery County. But as soon as I get up there, like we're getting straight to work. Like it's work from that point forward every single day. And like I said, I try to be the hardest worker in the room. And, you know, I kind of try to hold myself to a higher standard because like, I don't want people to say they outwork me or anything like that. So like me being a young coach, like I think that's key right off the bat.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so first I want to wish you a very happy Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yeah, thank you.
Right?
Thank you. They
Shame
treat us
on
good.
us for not doing it right off.
Yeah, they treat us good.
So, I mean, school's out here the 29th. You all probably have a, you know, closing day, a few teacher work days or something after that.
Yeah.
When do you expect to be at Belfry to get that rolling?
Yeah. So here recently, ever since I, you know, took the job, like I've been trying to go up there a couple of times a week, get some open gyms and stuff, and you know, establish some things. But as soon as, like you said, we get out the 28th, 29th or whatever it is, like probably June 1st, I'm up there. So I'm up there as soon as we get out of school here. So and I said, like, we're straight to work as soon as I get there. So I'm excited. I know we got a young group, which is good. You know, I just can't wait to get started, honestly.
Well, so have you got to meet your guys?
Yeah.
And what do you know about the players coming back?
Yeah, I know. I've got to meet a few of them. Obviously, some's playing some other sports, like you got track and baseball and all that stuff going on right now. So we had 17 at the first open gym, which I thought was good numbers. Obviously, you want to grow as much as possible, but we had 17 at the first open gym, and I know we got a young group. We got some we got all of our experience comes back. So, you know, I'm excited to get to work with these guys, and I know how it is. Like I was a player myself. Like it's not easy learning new things and new habits, and you know, learning new styles, and it's not easy. And you know, program wise, it's It's not. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day, and I know that. So, getting there and getting started quick as possible is key. So as soon as I can fully move up there, I'm up there.
So what does your philosophy, what does your program look like? Because it's got to be a little bit of culture shock at first.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, my philosophy is it varies. Like, I really want to get in the gym and really evaluate my guys. Like, first off, like, I'm not just a guy that just like, this is my style and I'm sticking to this style and that's the way we're going to play and that's it. Like, I'm not really one of those coaches. Like, I have a wide variety of like how I want to play. But like I said, like, once I get in the gym and evaluate what I have and what we are as a team and where I think we could be is, then I'll just go from there.
Well, your summer circuit, you can play it like that.
Yeah.
You're an AAU coach as well. How's that going?
Good. We played 2 tournaments. We play in Lexington this weekend. I got a really, really, really phenomenal group. Like, I mean, AAU in general is, I mean, it raises a bunch of question marks for some people because, like, I mean, the narrative is now is like it's a money racket. Kids ain't getting nothing out of it. But I think like the right program and the right coach for AAU wise is important because like there is like teams and coaches that do it just to have fun and like you're really out there just playing pickup and stuff. But I really value the time my guys put in to do it. Even parents too. Like it's not hard. I mean, it's not easy for parents just to go to Ohio one weekend and Atlanta one weekend. So like I value that and their time and their money. Like, you want to like, it's easy to say this, but like you want their kids to gain from it. And I truly think if you're in the right program, you have the right coach, like AAU is truly beneficial to a lot of kids. Like I've seen it with my own eyes. And like I said, I'm just very fortunate, team wise. And
the team at Community Trust Bank believes in making financial dreams come true. Just like a fairy godmother, they work tirelessly to ensure their clients have the security and support they need, while also helping them create a magical future. With a touch of personalized service and a sprinkle of expertise, they guide their clients towards their goals, whether big or small. At Community Trust Bank, they are not just about managing money, they are about nurturing dreams and building a prosperous future for all who walk through the door. Join their family and let them make your financial wishes come true. They are your friend in banking. Member FDIC.
Sounds like every single day, like, and I'm going to do this with my Belfry kids too, but like,
Special thanks to Brent Wehunt, Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, the sponsor of our Athlete of the Month program in Menifee County.
Coaching basketball's been my life. So, traveling every weekend, I love to travel. So getting to do that and basketball at the same time is fun. I think it's fun.
So before we find out more about this journey that we're getting ready to take, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break and hear from some of our sponsors. Our mics are currently muted, but they will come back on. So.
They mute automatically when they video.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna run 2 commercials.
I didn't know that. That's why I've been so quiet.
Well, I don't know how like it'll come back on randomly. So. Make your financial wishes come true. They are your friend in banking. Sounds like.
I'm not real sure, but we're super delayed. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Yeah, I'm running another commercial.
The commercials are not.
Huh?
The commercials are not delayed.
Special thanks to Brent Wehunt, Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, the sponsor of our Athlete of the Month program in Menifee County. So, Coach, we just got done hearing you talk a little bit about your AAU journey. What can you take from the AAU circuit as you venture into this new chapter as a head high school boys basketball coach? How can you kind of combine the two?
So AAU is more, I don't want to say unorganized. It's as organized as you make it, really. So, AAU compared to high school is a different game because, and it's beneficial because, you spend so much time high school wise, you get to scout this team for days to come. You know what they're about. You can evaluate them. You can scheme. And AAU don't give you that. It don't give you that. You don't get to do that. So it brings a new feeling to the game. You never know. You come into a game, you're just you don't know what to expect. You're just there to try to do anything you can to make your kids better. So I think and that's why I think it's beneficial for kids is because you never know what you're going to play. You never know who you're going to play. You don't know who you're matching up against. And, it makes you adjust as a player. And it makes you adjust as a coach too. But especially I try to be as organized as possible. But, AAU from high school, like I said, high school, you get to scheme and see teams play beforehand. But AAU don't give you that opportunity. So it makes kids better in a way because of you have to adjust. And so I know as me as a coach, having to adjust on the fly like that too every weekend is, like I said, fun. So I get fun out of it. So
for those of us that aren't as smart as Adam, tell us about Griffin Elite. Where is Griffin Elite based out of?
It's based out of Erlanger. I don't know if y'all have ever been there.
Accidentally.
Yeah. So the guy that is the founder of the program, his name is Jordan Griffin, and they have a facility up that way. It's a huge facility. They do everything from basketball to soccer to every sport. It's like I said, really, really, really good people, really good organization, and to be able to tie my name to them has been huge for me. So you use it as your advantage. You get to have some of your high school players play every summer, and like I said, I've watched it before my eyes make kids better. So it is what you get out of it, though. Most kids play AU just because they can play for certain teams, but like I said, it is what you get out of it. If you want to benefit from it, you'll benefit from it. And if you're just there to just play pickup and put on a jersey, then you really ain't benefiting yourself. So, like I said, I'm fortunate enough to have the kids I have, and they really value what they do. So, and it's exciting.
Now, do your players, I don't know much about the area, but do they have opportunities to play? Are there AAU teams that are around that they can play on?
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. So most of the kids on my team are 13th region kids because that's where I'm from. There's a couple, we had a couple MoCo kids, and they've had multiple opportunities to play for other teams. But, like I said, I take pride in being as organized as possible. And I try, you put in what you put in. So I put in, we have practice tomorrow. We practice weekly. I try to make them as prepared as possible. I don't like just going every weekend, just letting them just run and play pickup. I ain't that type of guy. So I try to be as prepared as possible. And, you see the benefits in it.
So, sorry, go on and ask you a question.
One thing, I couldn't sit here and be honest with myself if I didn't ask this question. So mommies and daddies, they always want to worry about how many points their babies can score.
Yeah.
But I fell in love, and I know you fell in love with the player at the state tournament who had long, luscious hair.
Oh, Reggie.
Reggie from Harlan County.
Man. Reggie, this was last year. No, this was 2 years ago. Had an interest in playing on my AAU team. And he come out to a couple practices, and there was some stuff that it just couldn't happen. But he come to a couple practices, and man, that kid is just phenomenal kid. You know what I'm saying? Typical role player. Don't care how many points he scores. We'll run through a brick wall to dive on a loose ball. You know what I'm saying? And you the good teams, the best teams, have those guys. And like I said, Reggie's a phenomenal kid. Harlan County's phenomenal program. They're well coached. It was exciting to see them go on that run that they did because, I have watched. I'm from that area, and I know I've watched some of those kids come up since they was like elementary kids. So seeing them go on that run was, exciting to see.
So I have no doubt you talk about you're the hardest working guy in the room. That's your plan.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your soon to be district opponents. What do you know about the district?
I'm becoming more familiar with it by the day. The Region 2. So we are one of the 3-team districts. So we have Phelps and Pike County Central or Pike Central, and I'm learning more by the day. And I'm sure when I get up there, like I'll learn more and more. But I'm not really too worried about our opponents right now. I'm more worried about like what we're going to have at Belfry and what we're going to establish at Belfry. And like I said, laying that foundation, like that's the only thing on my mind right now, really. Like
Who was the representative out of your region for the state tournament?
McGoffin.
Yeah.
And that was good. Like we played them last year during the season with Montgomery. So I mean, they had some talent. Like Aiden Barnett's a player. Like he's just committed to the University of Pikeville. So they got things rolling over there. A bunch of other teams in the region too. The 15th region I think it's underrated. Like I think there's a lot of good teams in that region. And like I said, like with the vision I have, hopefully we can get there as quick as possible.
So you haven't been since 92, if I remember right.
92.
So what's it going to take?
It's going to take a lot of hard work, and that's just easy to say, but it's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of hours, a lot of adversity because, like I said, like, having something new is not always fun,
right,
if that makes any sense. Like, and I said this during the press conference, like, I think some of the best teams deal with adversity the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really do. Like, the year I was at Knox Central and we went to the state tournament and ended up playing Ashland, about halfway through that year, like, we hit a rock. Like, we had to deal with some adversity. We had some injuries and we lost some games we should have won. We lost some home games we should have won. Like, we hit a rock. And that team was special enough to where they climbed out of that. And when the region tournament come around, like, we were ready. We played North Laurel in the region championship. And that's when, they had Reed, and also they had a really good team too. And
Reed turned out to be all right.
Reed turned out to be all right.
I was going to ask what ended up happening to that kid.
Reed Shepard is a phenomenal kid. Like, I'm going to tell a story about him just because I know how special he is. So that game, region championship, me and the other coaches on staff were in the locker room. Kids had already went out. This was before tip. We was about to run out and warm up. Me and the rest of the coaching staff was in the locker room, and we were just sitting there just talking, like game planning and stuff. The team had already went out. They were waiting in the tunnel to run out. Reed comes into our locker room by himself, comes into our locker room, shakes all of our hands, says, "Good luck, coaches." Walked out by himself. I was like, there ain't many kids that do that.
Right.
And
It's true.
And phenomenal basketball player, phenomenal kid, true competitor. Like, we threw everything at him. I don't even know. I think he ended up finishing with like 38 or something. We threw everything at him. Hit difficult shot after difficult shot. Couldn't stop him. But, like our team was special, and we found a way to win. And our role players was huge. They showed up. Like, you brought Reggie up. Like, we had a couple of Reggies that didn't care how much they scored. Dial after a loose ball, like, done the little things, like playing off 2 feet, stuff like that. Like, just little things. And there's a really good group. Unfortunately, we ran into a good Ashland team in the state tournament, but
You had Gavin?
Gavin Chadwell,
Yeah.
that was his freshman year. He was a freshman on that team.
Okay. And,
Yeah.
and now he's being recruited, or is he committed to? Did he commit to Kentucky for football?
No, he got a Kentucky offer. I think his sophomore year. No, might have been his freshman year in football. And I don't know. I haven't talked to him recently, but I think he's just going to be a student right now.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
Phenomenal kid, though. Another really good kid, raised right, like, really good kid. Yes, sir, everything. So, I've been fortunate enough to be a part of some really good staffs and some really good teams. And I've also seen the lows. Like, I've had first round district losses. Like, I've been a part of those too. So, you appreciate the highs when they're happening, but like you still got to appreciate the lows too. Like I talk about this a lot, but I think dealing with adversity as a coach and players is huge because like finding a way to dig out of stuff like that is what really determines like the trajectory of your season. So,
in terms of off the court stuff,
Yeah.
how do you look to build? You're talking about laying the foundation, building the culture. What does the Coach Perry player look like? If we could get on the Googles and we could build a Coach Perry player off the court, what would that look like?
off the court,
Off the court, smoking cigs at the 7-Eleven.
I mean, this is round ball.
I mean, we're going to the double quick,
Yeah.
double fist and pepperoni rolls.
I'm a big weight room guy. I think people don't value the weight room enough. I really do.
I'd say Belfry's got a pretty good weight.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
I would say the football team's probably not used to the basketball team pushing them out.
That's just true.
I went in there the other day for the first time, and it definitely looked like there have been some heavyweights lying around. But I'm a big weight room guy. I think the toughest teams win. I think you become tough in the weight room. I really do. I think it's important. I think you need it. I think it needs to be a huge part of your program. And, that was one of the big talks that I had, like, with the administration when all this come together. It was like, I want to establish a weight room foundation quick and early. So hopefully we can get that going and rolling when I get up there. And, I'm excited about that.
So another thing you mentioned in your press conference was you want to work with the youth.
Oh, yeah.
And for those that don't know, we played a game at MSE Saturday morning, like 9 a.m.
This past Saturday?
No, I'm talking like when it was MCY.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it went MCYB, yeah.
I couldn't find a crank to lower the rim. This man showed up 15 minutes later
With a crank.
with a crank, like ready to go.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of coach you're getting at Belfry. Like
Yeah.
when he says he wants to work with the youth, he's going to pour into the youth.
Yeah, I think youth basketball is highly important, and the right people being around youth basketball. Because, I'm just phrasing it, but you get a couple dudes that don't know what they're doing. Like, the kids don't really learn anything, but like you're learning at a young age on how to just do the little things is huge. And MCYB was awesome. Like, I know this was the first year, and it's only going to get better. Like, I
You're
can't
listening
wait
to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by Jacobs Auto Body Repair and Paint Shop is the ultimate pit stop for all your car needs. With a combined experience older than your grandma's secret cake recipe, we're here to fix you up. Drop us a line at 859-274-7425 for a free quote and let us get those wheels rolling. Our yearly growth is like a high-speed chase fueled by the love and trust of Mount Sterling and beyond. It's all hugs and high fives to our amazing crew of customers for keeping our engines revving with success.
And that dude being one of them that didn't know me from Adam. Like, had no idea who I was.
Special thanks to Kim Soft, our title sponsor of the From Corner to Corner Athlete of the Week in Montgomery County. Kim Soft, eco-friendly industrial services, is your go-to squad for all things squeaky clean in the commercial and industrial world. Based in the heart of Mount Sterling, they are your friendly cleaning wizards, serving up sparkling magic in areas like Lexington, Louisville, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Huntington, and beyond. Let's turn that grime into shine.
Comes back to us saying, like, having the right people around, like,
Right.
also teaching, like, the little things, but also just making the game fun.
Yeah.
And, like, if you get special people like that around, then, like, your youth program, like, you'll see it just take off. So,
Absolutely.
All right, so before we talk anymore with Coach Perry, let's hear from another sponsor of ours.
Let's hit here.
Words are hard.
I'm excited to see how MCYB takes off. I think it will.
We're at 37 minutes. I told him to just tell Luke that we're going to shut it down and we'll refire it back up so we can get you up and try to start at 7. So
We got time.
give it about 10 more minutes and then we'll give it time. Darren's on his way, so maybe he can fix it.
Wes throws me off with that sound every time. Rudy Gobert just won Defensive Player of the Year. No shock to anybody.
There he is right there.
Yeah, but what's weird is that's delayed, but you're over when you put a commercial in, it overrides it. Spot on. Yeah, you gotta have to shut down StreamYard and everything, and then bring everything back up.
So, Coach, let's talk a little bit about the youth program. How do you plan on improving the youth program there around Belfry?
I plan on, and I stated this, I wanted this to be known like pretty early, like when I met with the administration, like I want to be as involved as possible. I know that's hard to say because like obviously, being a high school basketball coach or being any high school coach, like it takes a lot of your time. And, but I think, like I said before, I think youth programs are important. I think they're huge for your program. I think they're huge for your community. I think they're obviously huge for your kids. So, being around as much as possible for me would be a win. Like I plan on being at all the events, youth events I can be. So even being around MCYB last year was huge. Like that was like not really the first time I had been able to like really run or, be around a youth program, but like having the duties that me, Jordan, and Coach Mays had was huge because like we got to learn like kind of how we would want to run it. So, and I know there's a program already in the Belfry community that's ran, but just being around there and if somebody needs me or I could be a help to anybody or a service to anybody, like that's what I plan on doing.
So we talked earlier, your schedule's mostly set.
Yeah.
Mountain Schoolboy Classic, one of the big tournaments at Belfry. Who's in it this year?
We got there's still some spots open. Like I'm still working the phones right now. I haven't got to see the whole list yet. It was, they had kind of already put it together before, I got the job and stuff. So I'm excited to get to be a part of that because I know it's a huge tournament and it has been for years. So, being a part of that and hosting that is, something I definitely look forward to.
So, did you say the Mountain Boy Classic?
Mountain Schoolboy
Classic.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. Coach Mays, take us to the Mountain Schoolboy Classic.
I plan on, me and Coach Mays talked last night, and hopefully, I know he's doing the summer league here, which is going to be really good. I plan on bringing my guys over for that if I can. So, I want to come. Like I always want to have ties to this community, just because the year I've been here, like everybody here has embraced me, and like I said, like this year was a year of growth for me, and a lot of people was there to be a part of that, and I met some really good people here that I plan on keeping to have ties to. So, I'll be over here as much as I can. Like coming back over here for that is something I definitely plan on doing probably every year.
So, what is something that you learned this year that you'll take with you next year as you start your coaching journey?
Just our preparation. I talk about Coach Mays a lot, but like his preparation for games is, phenomenal. Okay, I actually think it's like as high rank as you can go at the high school level. Like we was there, like our scouting reports and the amount of time we watch film and our practices, like just really high level stuff. And I said this offset, like when I took the job here at Montgomery, like Coach Mace told me, he's like, I try to run my high school program to as much as a small college as possible. And I think we did that. So just the preparation, game preparation and stuff like that.
So, Jordan was part of the staff, and
Yeah.
he, you say Mays said he wants to run high school like a small college.
Yeah.
He said last year for the season, I try to run 8th grade girls like a high school program.
Yeah.
So then, like, that changed my whole perspective because year one, I came in at 6th grade. I was like, let's just win.
Yeah.
See what we can do. And then he told me that year two, and I was like, well, if that's the varsity, if 8th grade's varsity girls, 6th grade, let's treat it like a freshman team.
Yeah.
Let's just see.
Yeah.
Let's just develop, see what happens.
Yeah.
And, like, the whole mindset just changed for me.
Yeah. And shout out Jordan Perry. Like that guy, and I said this offset, but like you'll not meet a better dude.
Right.
And to be able to work with him the year that I have been is like he taught me so much. Like honestly, father, husband, dad, like really, 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 really good dude. That
Superman almost.
a Superman. Like honestly,
That's main event Jordan Perry.
Superman. And I plan on having a relationship with him. Like that's my brother, and I'll, if he ever needs me for anything, I'll always be here for him.
So, we've talked all about preparation. I know that you probably, and this is me assuming, what happens when you do that sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you went into your interview and you laid out a 5 or 10 year plan or whatever, and how you like. So let's talk about that. What does your future look like at Belfry? Like what did you tell them? This is what my program is going to be.
He said he's going to have a statue beside Haywood.
I don't know about that. Like I said, just being in the room with that guy's a different feeling. But I base my program off 3 things. And I've said this. I said this in my interview, and I said this at my press conference. I base it off confidence, composure, and class. And that's something I got from Coach Mays that I really, really, really took to heart. You have the confidence to do what you are set out to do in life, set out to attain in life, whether that be basketball, whether that be, something totally not basketball. Like, and you have the composure, like I said, to go through adversity at times. Like I think the best teams are able to fight through adversity, in order to achieve a goal. And then you'll have the class to just class as a young man. Like you win with class, you lose with class. And like nobody remembers like the moment. They remember how you reacted in the moment,
Right.
And I just, I plan on basing my program off those 3 things.
Hopefully Pat Bev was listening to what you just said.
I don't know that Pat Bev listens to anybody.
Well, if you subscribe to his podcast, he does.
Right. And if you don't, he's not even going to
If you don't, you don't get the interview.
Well, so Adam brought up the NBA.
Yeah.
We're closing in. We got 8 teams left.
Yeah.
You're an NBA guy.
Yeah.
Who do you have in the finals?
The finals, I got
Boston. You can say it.
the Timberwolves and I got the Celtics.
The Wolves.
I think they're going to win it.
You think the Wolves are going to win the whole thing?
I think they got a chance. I really do.
Because Anthony Edwards is
I
that
really
dude.
do.
He's going to take it.
I'm be honest, like I probably didn't acknowledge the Wolves as much as I should have all year long.
Because you've
But,
never seen them. Like,
That's a good
they was
point.
not on TV at
But
all.
like Anthony Edwards is that dude.
He is that dude.
He's that dude.
Well, like you've seen so many guys come along that you're like, oh, that guy's going to be the face of the
Yeah.
league. Oh, no, that guy. No, Anthony Edwards.
He's that
he went
dude.
and took it. He's like, no, I'm the guy.
And he was like, somebody said on the Nuggets the other day, it's like the Wolves built a roster to beat us. And like they did.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly what they did. Like
the teams did the Warriors dynasty.
yeah, and even like in the bubble, and I'm a Lakers guy, and I don't know if anybody else is, but like when the Lakers beat the Nuggets in the bubble, they had 2 bigs. Like they ran JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. And like, Jokic struggles against 2 bigs.
And that title doesn't count because it was in the bubble.
That's an asterisk title.
Yeah. But I got Wolves and Celtics.
So we've talked youth. We've talked what your goal is. What do you have coming back? Who are some players that get you excited when you look at your roster? I know you've only seen them one time.
Yeah. So we got, like I said, a lot of our core coming back. We got Zaid Rash, who averaged, 15 points a game last year. Really good player. Can shoot the lights out of it. My life around this game. And I truly think like what I'm set out to do in life is like influence young men through the game of basketball. Belfry High has gave me the opportunity to lead that. And, I'm thankful. I'm fortunate. I couldn't thank the administration at Belfry enough. Like I know I already have, but and the people that's got me to this point, like the coaches I've been fortunate enough to be around, like the mentors, some of the teachers I've had in the past has led the way for me to be here. And it's just like, I give all thanks to those people.
So we talked about teacher appreciation.
Yeah.
And you talked about your mom was a teacher.
Mhm.
You're obviously a teacher. What subjects you teach?
Special education.
I too am a special education teacher.
Yeah.
So God bless you. I think too often times we get caught as teachers get caught in a rut and don't realize the impact and influence that we have. And some days I'm like, I'm not really making a difference. And then we have then we have dress like your favorite teacher day at school, and I got 2 or 3 kids that dress up like me. And I'm like I'm really I'm making a difference.
Yeah.
So you have the you're going to obviously be able to impact your guys that are on the basketball team,
Mhm.
but you also have the ability, and you've had the
Yeah.
ability to impact every student in the school building.
Mhm.
Because you come across me as a guy that's very personable,
Yeah.
and and I'm sure you have kids all the time in the hallways like, "Hey, what's up, coach? Hey,
Yeah.
coach, how you doing, coach?"
Yeah.
So, how do you what is your teaching philosophy? Like, how does it differ much than your basketball philosophy?
That's a good question. I didn't really ever thought about it like that, but like kind of the same. Like, like being a coach, like you have coach habits,
Mhm.
and you put those in the classroom, and like, my first interview that I had at Belfry, like, the one of the first things that I state is that I'm a teacher first. I'm a teacher first. That is my job. I love teaching. I love being able, like you said, to be around kids and influence them and have an impact on their life, like some of the teachers that I had in the past. And that was something that I always grew up. Like I knew I wanted to teach, and I knew I wanted to coach. So, as you could say, like I'm kind of like, it's kind of crazy to say, but like I'm living a dream that I always like wanted to do. Like this is what I set out to do in life, is to teach and coach. So, being able to do both at some of the schools that have supported me along the way has been huge for me. And like I said, I'm thankful, and I give thanks to everybody. But it's just I'm fortunate enough to do what I do. So
One last thing you mentioned in your press conference was you wanted to be very specific on the first job that you took.
Yeah.
So what was it about Belfry that drew you to Belfry?
Yeah, I was really particular about what I wanted my first job to be, because like I don't worry about like opportunities as much. Like I wasn't like the first guy. I was like, I get offered a head job, like I'm jumping on it. Like I wanted to be somewhere where you could build a culture and you could build a program and you have a community that supports athletics. And Belfry High is like held to a high standard. Like obviously, like I mean, you look at the football state championships. Like you look at everything that they've been able to accomplish, like since the old age. But like
one of the few places where they have a nation
Yeah.
as their fan base.
Yeah,
Pond
and
Creek
like-
Nation.
Pawn Creek Nation, and like like I said, you got a community that supports athletics, and like for a first job, like you couldn't ask for nothing more. And they've trusted me, and the administration has picked me to lead the boys basketball program, and like I'm not gonna let them down, because I'm gonna work hard enough to where I don't let them down. Like no matter what, like I said, I plan on being the hardest worker in the room. So I mean, that's what they're getting.
So you said the schedule is mostly set.
Yeah, most.
There are a few open dates. How close does Coach Perry bring his Belfry boys to MoCo?
Well, I don't know about this coming year, but it'll definitely be in the works sooner rather than later to come here. Like I said, I always want to come back here. And
If it just so happens to be when Luke Fons and that group graduates, it's just
Yeah,
how
if
it
it just
works.
so happens-
It's just how it works.
if it just so happens I ain't got to run into those guys, because like we didn't talk about that, but like that team is a special team,
Right.
Like, and we talked about this offset, but like we dealt with a lot of adversity last year, but that team's going to figure it out, and when they do, they're going to be really special.
One of the most injured teams I've ever seen in high school sports. Like it seemed like when we got one person back, we lost
Yeah.
the other, and
Yeah.
Well, so how close do you get to Montgomery this year? Do you come this way any? I'm putting you on the spot.
I
You're supposed to
know.
know your schedule forward and backwards.
shoot, it might be Bell County.
Gosh, I don't think we come anywhere really close. Like to my knowledge, like just thinking off the top of my head, not anywhere close. I don't think. But no, I don't think.
Maybe a couple years ago.
Yeah, I know the middle school group that is at the high school now, like Luke and them and Dawson, like they did play Belfry Middle School. I heard that the other day. I don't know, it was some tournament. I think it was here in Montgomery County somewhere. But like I said, like it'll definitely be something that it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Like I want to get back over here. Like I said, I've built connections with people here, and like I always plan on coming back.
And you mentioned bringing the boys for the summer.
Yeah, that's
So-
probably 100% done. Like me and Coach Mason ain't talked about the dates yet, but there's multiple dates. But I plan on doing that. So
we'll at least get to see the boys in the summer.
Yeah. We'll definitely be back over here.
We can go and harass Coach Perry.
Yeah,
I'll be
come on in.
Just yell
Stay on the bench if you want to.
So, all right.
Wait, speaking of bench, have you got your staff together?
It's coming together. Plan on having that finalized probably this coming week. But yeah, it's coming together. Coach Brett Charles, me and him talked last night. He was on staff last year at Belfry. Really young, driven coach that hard worker. We had a really good conversation last night, and like I said, there's some more guys that's some pieces got to get worked out, but it's coming together.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you so much for spending almost an hour with us.
Thank you all for having me. Anytime, man. Like I love like all kinds. I'm a pod listener, so y'all doing this stuff. Like I love listening to it. Like I said, I follow you all. Like I said, I know y'all had some of our guys on this year, and hopefully when I'm in town, I can come back.
Well,
open invitation.
You are a friend of the show. You're always welcome to come back.
Yeah.
We hope that we can stay in touch and we find out, how the season's going.
Yeah.
2.5.
I get y'all some gear too.
That's what I'm talking
Listen,
about.
I'm surprised
Yeah, I
that
know.
we've been 55 minutes on this show.
If you think,
And Adam Muncie. No, I'm talking about on the show.
I sent him a message.
Yeah, we
like,
talked
no,
about it.
We're talking on the show.
I've just got a little bit. I got a few shirts, but as soon as I get to be able to get over there and order some stuff, I'll send y'all some gear for sure.
Well, listen, and he has no shame in asking
I'll
anybody.
probably get y'all some.
I knew he had open gym last night, so I
Yeah.
sent a message at 6 o'clock. And I said, hey, while you're there, I'm a 2X.
We can get a good Pond Creek poster in here somewhere.
Well, we can probably put that on the wall.
Yeah.
That would be
Pond,
nice.
yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, that is a wrap with Coach Perry. But don't go away. We will be back momentarily. We're going to shut down completely. We're going to come back momentarily and be with Luke Fonz, Conference USA.
Luke Fuller.
Luke Fuller. Talk about Fonz on the show. That's your fault. I blame both of you all. Luke Fuller. I apologize. He's Conference USA